Hello my friends, it's Dre here. Today I have for you a rehaul, or like I like to call it, Dre-ja Vu, which is a play on deja vu. Yeah, some people don't get that. They think I just don't know how to spell deja vu. So I'm doing a rehaul, which is basically a look back at an old haul. This one was from February of this year, so it's about 6 months-ish after the fact. And the reason I like to do these look back at an old haul is so that I can kind of give you reviews on everything that I hauled. And you know, hauls are a lot of fun, but they aren't always necessarily very informative. So now I get a chance to bring you information and tell you about all these things that I had hauled back in February. So let's just get into it. So I may not do everything in the same order I hauled it. I'm sure you guys don't care. The first thing is the Duo Lash Adhesive in clear. Now I have used up probably about half of a bottle of the black one, but I wanted to get the clear one for obvious reasons because I didn't want the black glue to show sometimes. So I have been using this now for a while. I like it. I'm using it today. I feel like it works pretty much exactly the same as the black one, which if you've never tried it before, basically means it takes a long time for the glue to get tacky, much longer than some other eyelash glue, so you do have to wait a little bit longer before applying your eyelashes. But once it's on there, and it's on there all day, and it's perfectly fine, and it comes off easily at the end of the night, whereas a lot of other glues I've tried are very gooey and they kind of stick into your lashes at nighttime, even with like eye makeup remover. The Duo Lash Adhesive doesn't do that. It just comes off very easily in one piece, and it's also really easy to clean your lashes after the fact with the Duo Lash Glue as opposed to some other ones. So I really like it. Today I decided to not wear any black liner and just put my lashes on because I was using this, which I don't normally do. I usually do the black liner just so I can like hide the band or hide the glue. So let me know if my lashes look weird to you. This is the NARS Smooth and Protect Primer with SPF 50. So I feel like I have recommended this in so many videos in the last few months because it's just so good. And knowing now that I only bought it in February, I'm like, wow, that's crazy. But anyway, I have used this like a ton. You can see there's a huge like dip in the bottle. I love this mainly for the SPF factor, SPF 50 built right into your primer. And this is also the smooth, like it's smooth and protect. The protect part is the SPF. The smooth part is obviously that it's a smoothing pore filling primer. And I think it does a really great job. If you are very oily like me, it's not necessarily going to control your oil more than any other primer will, but it does fill in the pores and it gives you the SPF. So if you're looking for a mattifying primer, that's not really what this does. But then again, it's not a hydrating primer either, so it's not like you're gonna get super extra oily. If you are normal to dry, I would assume that this would work perfectly on you because you don't have to worry about the oil production. But yeah, this has just become a huge favorite. I also hauled my Dry Bar Detox Dry Shampoo. This is my favorite dry shampoo. It is stupid expensive. I almost hate talking about it because of how expensive it is, and I feel like people are judging me. You pay how much for dry shampoo? But let me tell you, it is just that good. Do I think this is worth the hefty price tag? Yes and no. I do, or I wouldn't keep repurchasing it. But at the same time, I do think Batiste is similar enough where the cost savings is worth it. The thing I love about this, number one, the scent is amazing. Number two, it does have a white cast. Now, I know a lot of brunettes use this, so don't necessarily let that put you off. But it does leave a white cast. But the reason I like that is because if you leave it to sit on your hair and then you brush it out or you shake it or whatever, it does go away. And that extra powderiness like really does the job of, you know, covering up whatever oiliness or dirtiness you have in your hair, right? So, and it's also a great texturizer for that reason too. I hope this is making sense. For some reason, I just cannot talk about this product today. Okay, let's talk about something that I haven't really used a ton of yet, so I don't really know what to tell you about this one. This is the Writable Bb Cream in the shade Light. Now, this year, at the beginning of the year, I did kind of mandate it to myself to start using more drugstore foundations because I have a ton of high-end ones and I just haven't really found a lot at the drugstore that works with my very oily skin. So I have been trying more and more. I did buy this with the intention of hoping it would be great, and I remember I tried it once and not being super impressed, and I kind of put it away since then. So I have not used it in a very long time, and I only used it once. So I can't really tell you why I didn't like it. I think what I'm gonna do is put this in my Bought It Forgot It, which I am about to film in a minute, and I will test it for a few weeks, and then I can give you guys a full what my thoughts are on it. The next thing is from Verb, which is a hair care brand at Sephora. Very affordable though, even though it's sold at Sephora. And this is the Ghost Oil. So this is described as a smoothing moringa blend and weightless hair oil. This is actually my second bottle of this, and this is halfway gone since February. So it does last a long time. I use this pretty much every single time I wash my hair. So that will tell you how long it will last you. This is basically just what it says it is. It's kind of like a smoothing kind of oil. It's not like super liquidy though. It's got some thickness to it. So I just take 1 to 2 pumps depending on what my current hair length is, and just rub it in my fingers and kind of work it from like here down where I have dry ends. And I do find that it helps with flyaways and just the look of the ends of my hair. I really like this product a lot for that. I also had bought a lipstick from Essence. They recently, well not recently now, but they had recently back in February come out with this new line of matte lipsticks, which are called matte lipsticks. And this one is just, it just has numbers. It's in the shade 03. I haven't worn this a lot, but I have worn it enough to tell you that it is a good formula. As you can see, it's a matte opaque formula. Very pretty color. They have quite a few colors in this range. And it has, yeah, it has kind of like a candy scent to it. So some people don't like that, but you can see this is a gorgeous color. They're fairly long lasting. I mean, it's not gonna last you all day long or anything, but they're comfortable because they're not like a matte liquid lipstick that's going to dry down completely. So you still get that matte look, but you have some moisture still in your lips. A couple things that I no longer have with me anymore. One was the Jergens BB Beauty Balm lotion. Like, it's a body lotion with a tint in it, and there's 2 different kinds. Mine was light. There's also a dark, but I got the light one. You guys, that was one of the nicest body lotions I've ever used. It smelled amazing. It felt amazing. It wasn't too thick, but it wasn't too thin. Like, it was just the right amount of moisture. I used it on my legs. I loved using it so much. I haven't repurchased because I haven't really seen it around. When I bought it, it was on a deep discount, so I'm wondering if maybe it was discontinued, which would suck because I loved it, but that was a great product. One thing I actually returned from that haul was a primer. I did a full wear test video on that primer. I'll link that below. It was the Hylamide HA Blur Primer, which has great reviews on Sephora. But I tested it out from the perspective of being oily skin, and will it do anything for my oily skin as opposed to just blur pores. Like, will it keep me matte? Will it be extra oily throughout the day? Not that it wasn't a very good pore filling primer, because it really is, but it really made me very oily by the end of the day. So I just didn't feel like with all the primers I had in my collection that I needed that one, because it wasn't going to give me any other benefits, you know what I mean? But if you're looking for a good pore filling primer, like a blurring primer, if you have acne scarring, or just like normal to dry skin, I think it'd be great. And one thing I used up completely was the Sephora Collection Micellar Milk. It's not like a micellar water, it's called the Coconut Milk Micellar Water. Anyway, it was like a very milky consistency micellar water. That was amazing. It smelled like fresh watermelons. Didn't smell like coconuts to me, it smelled like fresh watermelons, but I really loved it. It felt very refreshing in the face, and it got makeup off really well. Also, I had hauled these face razors from Forever 21. Now, these were only $1.90 for 2 of them. And you know, I wasn't sure how well they were gonna work. I've only used them a couple times. This one is actually rusted, even though I don't know why it would be. That makes no sense. I just open it now and it's rusted. So that will be going away. But this one I used last night actually, and it's just kind of like, you're supposed to use it where you have peach fuzz and it gets the peach fuzz off, and it does. But it's just kind of like, it kind of scrapes your skin a little bit. So now I've heard that some people like that because it's kind of like microdermabrasion, but I don't know. I don't know how good that is for you to be scraping your skin with kind of a dull blade, you know what I mean? So I don't think I'm gonna keep using these. I don't necessarily think that it makes my foundation look any better than it normally does. Now, some people say it does, so I guess that's all personal preference, but I personally am not gonna keep using these. The very last thing was this absolutely stunningly beautiful perfume sampler set. So this is from a brand called Primrose, yeah. No, not Primrose, Pinrose. It's from a brand called Pinrose. And you can see, like, I'm just like distracted in the viewfinder by how gorgeous this is. This looks amazing on my shelf. It's kind of like a beautiful decorative piece, but I really haven't used it much at all. And I think that's just because it's not easily accessible. So yeah, it's all in this package here, and the products are all mini roller balls. You could see like each kind of sliver has a different graphic design, and that's just to represent whatever the perfume scent is. Now, I really haven't used it that much. What I think I'm gonna do, and I think I've mentioned this a few times, I've started putting on perfume at night before I go to bed. Some people might think that's wasteful. I personally think it's just a very pleasant experience, and I like it. I like falling asleep smelling something really beautiful, you know, and it also helps just to make your bedroom smell better when you're sleeping. So anyway, I think what I'm gonna do is start putting these like next to my bed at night and using them in that sense. Maybe I'll find one that I really like, but I haven't really used them enough to tell you if they're long lasting or if I have a favorite. So that is it for my rehaul. I hope that you found this really informative, because that is essentially what these videos are designed to do, is just to inform you on these products. So I hope that you were informed. Wow, that does not sound entertaining. I hope that you were informed. Now, I hope you were also entertained by this video. Okay, listen, if you're new here, definitely subscribe, because you'll get more amazing content like this in the future. And give this video a thumbs up, because that helps me out tremendously. If you liked it, show your love and give me a like. Oh, I can't tell you how much you guys have been coming through. Thank you so much on that front. And that's it for today. So I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I love you, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, 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 bye. Wow. No, okay. Wow, am I out of practice? It's so good, it's so good. Okay, what do I actually want to say? I need to actually say things to people. Hey guys, it's Drea. So it's Drea. It's Drea. Oh, come through, coffee. I feel like my hair is very flat on top today. What's going on with that? Why does this feel so weird right here? Do I think this is worth the price? Yes, I do. Or I wouldn't buy it. Eh. The coffee has not yet kicked in. Do I think this is worth? Worse. Wow, can't even say bye properly. That's the point at which people check out.